Hey guys, Ramsey here. Welcome to another live stream and a Super Bowl Sunday live stream at that, and a 3,000 subscriber celebration live stream. Sorry, I had to down a bowl of cereal before I came on. I was kind of starving. Had to run a couple miles today. It's getting warm out here in Texas. It's in the mid 60s. When you're running and it's hot, it's feels like it's already 80 or 90 out. I'm just dreading the heat. Texas heat is brutal. What's everyone wearing? Does anyone actually care about the Super Bowl today? I just know that as a Raider fan living in Texas, I hate both these teams. So I have nothing but disdain for the Chiefs or the Eagles. So I'm kind of hoping for a 0-0 tie that never ends, and maybe a couple injuries. I know that's bad, but not like life-threatening injuries, just maybe career-ending injuries. What's everyone wearing? How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. Anuj, welcome, my brother. Thanks for being here, man. Manly Sense. Keith, what are you wearing, brother? Jossie. Basia Luomo. You're digging that, eh? That's really good, right? Really, really good. Thank you, GMG. I don't know what to do for a 3,000 sub celebration video, so I figured I'll just leave this open to however you guys want to maybe play it. I was considering about maybe talking about some Rojas I haven't talked about on the channel. We could do some, I guess I should open up the cabinet, let you guys pick. Let's see, we've got some Xerjoffs we haven't talked about. We've got some, thank you, Talking Magic Taco. Appreciate that. As a Seahawks fan, I'm not invested. Yes, as a Raider fan, I am not invested either. It actually hurts even more because Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are just constantly whooping our ass. Original Santal, I actually like that. It's one of the sweet fragrances I can get down with. Rambo, thanks for being here, Bobby. As a Niners fan, I am with you. At least you guys made the semifinals. Appreciate that. Thanks, Keith. I think we got 3,000. I sent it to Rich. Watch, someone probably unsubscribed. What's it say? 3,001. We have a buffer now. Are you guys watching this? Pentagon shooting down flying octagons over Lake Huron. Weird shit going on. I read an article that said that Werner von Braun, who ended up putting the Americans on the moon, I'm not going to say where he came from because YouTube will probably ban the stream if I even say the word. But he often said that the final trick that the power elites would play on the world is that they would come up with a fake alien invasion to try to bring everyone together, kind of like they did after 9/11, This time we'll have to spend trillions of dollars on, space missiles and shit like that. Thanks, Justice. Reflection Man, a beauty. I usually wear that in the heat, believe it or not. OG Aramis, beautiful Black Monday. I'd love you to roast your Xerjoff samples. I don't know if I have the vocabulary to roast it right now. I need to freshen up on my shite vocabulary. Do you have that non-bond sample at hand? It's here somewhere, I bet. I'd have to find it. I was trying to look through some stuff earlier and samples just started falling. I need to get a box or something to put them all in and move them out of the way. I've got some of the Rojas at hand I haven't talked about on the channel. This one with the question mark is actually Roja Dove Haute Perfumery 15, I think. This is not bad. And then Roja's Apex, everyone's favorite. I haven't talked about that on the channel yet. Thanks for that, Maul. Appreciate that, man. Hey, life gets busy, man. I completely get it. So I've got some Apex at hand. I've got some Elysium Extrait de Parfum. I guess I could do individual videos on each of these, but there's probably no need. We could probably knock them all out today. And then I've got Burlington 1819 I haven't talked about on the channel, and Sweetie Oud Parfum I haven't talked about on the channel. Project Bleu de Chanel Beam. Carner Queers. There's a sample up here of Carner Queers that Rich Mitch gave me a long time ago that I have yet to get to. So Carner's a house I really want to. We could do a Carner special if you guys would like. Let's see what I got for Carner. I actually have 4. I've got 4 Carner Barcelonas I haven't talked about. Let's see if I can find this Quiop. Oh God, it's under all of this stuff is the problem. Aha! I found it. Carner Quiaz. Yes, yes. From the Duck Den. Carner Quiaz. I also have Carner Rosendragon. Doesn't look too bad. I've got Magellium. And I've got Black Calamus. So we've got Xerjoff. We've got, here's the options. We've got random Xerjoffs I can pick off of there. There's 4 Bodicea, 4 or 5 Bodicea the Victoriouses I haven't talked about. I could try for the first time. Or the Rojas. So we got Xerjoff, Roja, Bodicea the Victorious, or Carner. Those are the ones that are up on the docket. Yeah, Sweetie Oud's actually good. I think I've tried it before. I'm pretty sure I have, but I haven't talked about it on the channel yet. Scent of the Day, Sahara, Dennis. Is that Sahara Oud from Fragrance du Bois? I would like to try that. I hear good things about that one. My scent of the day, which I just did a video on, is this bad boy. This is Agar de Noir. Look at this bottle. I like Perfume more than the Super Bowl anyways, so I'd rather hang out here with you guys and talk shop on Perfume than watch some Super Bowl I don't give a shit about. That's right, Benji. Oh, have you guys smelled this? It is very, very good. Do you guys love this presentation like I do? I'm a big fan. I'm a fan of Russian Adam's presentations. He actually puts the work into them. You know, you can tell he spends extra. This has to be expensive. I mean, this cap is like, it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard and pretty heavy. It's good stuff. Ah, Kevin from Lakeland, Florida. Welcome. Opus 8, I have not smelled that yet, Benji. What's that like? Thank you, Allie Boy. Appreciate that, man. Quite posh indeed. Yeah, there's a little bit of, if you've never smelled this Agar de Noir, there's a little bit of Russian oud in it, but there's also coffee. I think I'm going to do a ranked coffee video one of these days soon. Now that I have enough coffee fragrances. Yeah, there's a little bit of this, you know, I mentioned the lava-like feeling of Russian oud before, and I know it's been mentioned before I ever mentioned it, but it's true. There is that lava, ambery, chocolatey thing going on, and you can feel it in both of them. So just, I love his work. In the review, I mentioned that someone left me a comment on the channel saying that everything feels the same that they try. And I asked him if he's trying a lot of modern fragrances, because modern perfumes do tend to smell the same. And I said, if you're tired of that and you want to try to, you know, sniff some different smelling fragrances, you either have to go to something like this. You got to go Russian Atom, Bortnikov. You got to go Arij LaDore, Bortnikov, or Ensar Oud, or you have to go vintage. Those are your options. Because even the modern, you know, designers, niche, they all start to kind of smell the same. So that's what I told them. Got my first compliment yesterday, wearing Terre d'Hermes. The lady said it was fantastic. Reminded her of Paco Rabanne, but better, citrus and more. Which Paco Rabanne? Thanks, Jace. I appreciate that, man. Chypre Mousse. That's on my to sniff list. I would love to sniff that. Thanks, man. I appreciate that very much. Appreciate it very much, Anuj. Well, you've been a big part of me kind of hunting down the vintage part of my collection. So it's only proper that you're here, mate. Yeah, it's from Sahara's from Fragrance Dubois. It's really dark and luxurious. You might find it quite easy to wear, but it's really dark and potent, in my opinion. Seller scent. Congrats. Thanks, man. Appreciate that, Dennis. Opus 8 is like 2 scents in one, rich and full yellow floral that transitions to a masculine, spicy ginger incense. That sounds insane. Is it one of the ones that's getting the axe? Did they ever give it a name like they did Opus 7? Opus 7 got named Reckless Leather, I think, and they're keeping that one. Opus 5 got renamed Wood Symphony. The ones that didn't get renamed, I think they're getting the axe. Thanks, Lender on a Bender. Ooh, if cost were no option, I would buy Guerlain Metallica. There's 3 bottles on eBay right now. They're all around $2,500 to $3,000. It's ridiculous. It fucking pisses me off. I don't even need it. And, you know, they're the B bottle, so it's like, what is it? It's one of the like 250 mils. I don't need 250 mils of it. Like, I would love to find a splitter, and I'd love to find someone that, you know, would sell it for a reasonable price. Let's say $800. I would do $800. I will not do $3,000. They can kiss my ass for that. But I would love to split that 250 mil bottle with somebody, half and half, say $400 a piece, $800. That seems very fair. $3,000, people are just nuts. It's one of the ones that's gone, huh? Yeah. Thank you, NASPA crew. I appreciate that. Why don't you review something from your secret vault, which is under lock and key? Well, the secret vault scents get brung up here. Don't worry. It's not so special. It's just I don't have enough space in here. I actually want to review everything eventually. Everything. I want to review all of it. Some of the stuff, though, like, you know, I mean, like Shalimar, one of the most important fragrances to me of all time, or Mitsuko, or, you know, Antaeus, one of my favorite scents of all time, or Bellamy. I'm kind of scared to review it, you know, like, what will I say? What will, you know, will I do it justice even? You know, that's the thing that worries me. Will I do it justice? And so you notice I haven't been reviewing the ones that I have full bottles of, because I've been kind of sitting on those, waiting, thinking I'll get to them eventually. And I've been talking about stuff like, stuff like this that I don't have, that I probably will never have full bottles of, just so I can put my thoughts out there on the channel. I figure better to put my thoughts out there on something I'll probably never have a full bottle of, like Elysium, or Apex, or, something like that, where I would love to put my thoughts out to the universe than something that I'm going to have for years, a decade. I've got time. I hope I have time. Thanks, Sammy. Appreciate that. Good to see you. I don't think I've seen you before. Welcome to the stream. That's right. What was the place Cartman wanted to go to in the early episodes of South Park? What's the name? It's slipping my mind. Cartman. Casa Bonita. He wanted to go to Casa Bonita. That's right. Casa Bonita. Casa Bonita. Le du Exquise. A modern classic already in the making. Someone left a beautiful comment. I think it was Aroma from Heaven, if memory serves. But he was saying that whenever Eugene, it really stood out to him that whenever Eugene jumped on Persolase's stream, he said the very first thing he said was that he has to give all glory and honor to God. And, I'm not an overly religious person or anything, but I do feel like people are maybe put in certain situations, and it feels like Eugene really is on this destiny. He's walking his path that he's supposed to walk. That's what it feels like to me. And the people who are hating on him, or most of the people I think that are talking shit, have never smelled his fragrances, because if they're fragrance lovers and they have, I don't think they would be talking down about his and Antoine Lee's creations. Hey, Saeed, good to see you, man. About a decade or so, but the first 5 years were much slower in collecting. I would buy a bottle and I would be like, okay, I've got, 12 bottles now. That's it. No, I don't need to buy any more. I'm set. That's it. I'm just going to wear Epic Man or whatever for, and that would be it. And then a couple months or 3-4 months would go by, and then maybe I'd buy another one. And I'd be like, all right, it's really it. I've got 13 bottles. That's it. And it kind of went on like that for the first 5 years. And then, I would say after the first 5 years of collecting and really starting to smell more stuff, because I started with Creeds and Amouages. So I started where most people usually go to after designers. I kind of went backwards. And then once I realized that the designers, just because they were cheaper, were not shite, then I really started to get into exploring more and more. And so I also was one of those people who never, like, I don't have a Facebook. I don't have a Twitter. I'm just reading some of the comments coming up. I don't have, up until just a couple of months ago, I didn't have an Instagram. I only started an Instagram for fragrances, because I wanted to see some of the stuff that was being posted on Instagram about perfumes, and I wanted to post some pictures of perfumes. So that was the only reason I even started Instagram. And so for the longest time, I always would like watch from I was a lurker. I was a shadow watcher. I never messaged or anything. That's why I think it's funny when people are, there was a guy the other day, because I guess he saw my profile was only founded maybe in 2019 or something. And I guess that's when he thinks I kind of started. So he was giving me shit about it. Like I'm a noob, but I'm not a noob. Well, maybe 10 years to some is kind of a noob, but my first 5 years, I would say, was much slower. It kind of started much slower. I remember wearing stuff like, Creed's, Bois du Portugal, and Himalaya and Jubilation 25 and Epic Man and all that good stuff. And then I remember wearing stuff like Burberry's, what was it called? Burberry Brit. I don't think I even have a bottle of it anymore. I think I used it all up. Burberry Brit and, stuff like that. And then going further and further into the designers, and it just kind of grew from there. Opus 11. Ah, yes. I think that might be discontinued too, right? Yeah, Opus 11 is the one that smells like, have you ever smelled Gucci Guilty Absolute, Lender on a Bender? Have you ever smelled this? I will say, if you have not smelled Gucci Guilty Absolute and you love this, I would say go for it. Just to see, because this actually came out 1 year after this, and usually it's the niche that are the trailblazers and then the designers follow. In this case, this was a trailblazer of a fragrance. So if you really like this and you haven't smelled Gucci Guilty Absolute, I would urge you to try it. It's amazing. One of the best designers of the last 5 years or whatever it was. It's definitely not as smoky. It doesn't have the oud. It's more of that medicinal leather with vetiver. I guess leather and vetiver kind of give off this, they give off this medicinal Band-Aid vibe or whatever you want to call it. That's what I was laughing at earlier. Thank you, Scooby Dooby. I only tried one. It's in my blind sniffing episode. It was I forget which one it was, but I liked it. I remember liking it. And I like Mathilde Laurent as a perfumer. I think she's good. My Les Abstraits is coming Wednesday. Which one? All of them? Did you sample all three? I started the opposite of most people. So I kind of started, like I said, with creeds and amouages. I remember having a designer fragrance like when I was in college. My girlfriend at the time bought for me L'Odyssée pour Homme, and I remember I wore an entire bottle of that. That was I was like a 1 bottle a year guy of whatever I had back then. I didn't really give a shit. But I also smoked and other stuff. So, it's hard to smell properly when you're smoking. And then I kind of discovered I don't even remember how it happened, but somehow I discovered Creed and Amouage. And I was like, wow, these are super expensive. So they must be better than anything else. Cause it's hard when you come in from the outside, right? And that was when Aventus was just really taking off. I think my first Aventus bottle was a 2012. It's gone. And I threw the bottle away like an idiot. I should have kept the bottle. I still have a 2013, I think, or 14. I know I have a 14 bottle still. I think I still have a 13 bottle too. But when I went to Creed, I was sold on this whole, the price is higher, so it must be better. I mean, right? It's, how can they get away with selling something where the price is so expensive if it's not better quality? That was what I was thinking. It's, I would never wear a $30 fragrance. Well, how wrong I was, and what a fool I was. And it took me a long time to realize that. But that's a trap that I want to maybe try to educate other people not to step in. Because some of my favorite fragrances are $30 fragrances, like Encre Noir and all of its flankers. There's so many good $30 fragrances. You guys have no idea. So, my journey kind of went backwards because I did have a few designers, but I never got into the, Dior Hommes and stuff like that until much later. Cartier ouds are nice for the price. You could get better artisanal ouds now. Yes. So yeah, that's the problem with oud, Ollie boy, is Stuff like this is out there now, right? And honestly, I think that there are very few people in the industry doing what someone like Russian Adam is doing. I think, you know, he is a gem in the industry. And if I'm going to give that kind of money to somebody and it's going to be an oud fragrance, I'd rather it be him. Hi, Antonio. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, that's exactly right. And I get that. I get that. I guess I'm a little surprised by the people who are doing it, because I think some of the people who are doing it are people who were supporters of Eugene. You know, that's one of the things that shocked me, is how people just like turned on, like a certain group of people just turned on him. And I guess that's just human nature, but it just seems, I don't know, it seems fake. I mean, you're definitely within your bounds to not like something, but when you go to the level of opening up new YouTube profiles because the other ones got blocked, and you know, all this other stuff that they're doing, going on different channels and talking bad about them, I mean, you know, that just seems a little shocking. Like I said yesterday on my Chypre Extraordinaire review, the level of human, you know, with Fragcom, one thing I've learned is that the level of human interaction and emotion you usually get, let's say, with people is here. With Fragcom, it's here. You get the people who are way more giving and nice and caring than you could ever have imagined when you got into this. But you also get the people who have so much hate and vitriol just built up just because, I don't know, like you said, they're projecting their own problems onto you, I guess. Nice. Yeah. Is Opus 10 a Pierre Negrin? It sure smells like something he'd make. Yes, it is. It absolutely is. Yep. It's a Pierre Negrin. It's good. It's very good. If you are okay with the fact that you're getting a, you know, I don't think there's any real oud in here, but if you're okay with the fact that you're getting a an oud fragrance that that doesn't have the type of real oud you'd get in an Arij LaDore, this is good. But again, it's very similar to Gucci Guilty Absolute. I actually owned this first, and then I got this, and I was like, well, shit, I'll just consider this my backup for Gucci Guilty Absolute. You know, I mean, they are very, very close. This is more, this is more thicker, more smoky. The oud makes it more smoky. I think it's what's the word I'm looking for? It's more intense of a wear. It's more intense. It's definitely more intense. Here's one Amouage Opus series I'm loving. This Opus 9. Opus 9 is absolutely amazing. It's a Nathalie Lorson. It's one of the best animalic florals I've ever smelled. There's like beeswax and camellia flower in here. It's definitely an animalic floral. But it's, again, you've never smelled anything like this. If you're looking for different, like someone mentioned, do a video on fragrances that smell unique, this could easily be on that list. But unique may be challenging for you. You may smell this and go, whoa, hell no. I would say put it away, come back to it, you know. I would say put it away. If it's too challenging for you, put it away for a month or two and come back. Thank you, GMG. I appreciate that, man. That's very kind of you. Thank you, seriously. You guys have been amazing. And I love hanging out with you guys. I'd rather hang out with you guys and watch stupid Super Bowl. Fuck the Chiefs. What's up, Frito Line? Russian Musk. I have not smelled that one yet. That's one of the ones I haven't smelled. Ah, you just got a Cosmere Polo Green. Congrats. That's good stuff. I've got a Cosmere Polo Green right here. This bottle actually came from Bry, which I don't know if you can tell. Let's see if I can get it to focus. But the see how it says Cosmere Canada, Montreal? So it came from Bry, but it actually, Bry got it from Amouage. So this bottle went from Amouage to Bry to Ram. Amouage is vital. He is vital in the triangle of perfume life. The circle of perfume life. Oh, this is so good. Oh, this is what a man should smell like, by the way, in my opinion. In my opinion. You can have your opinion. In my opinion, probably because of the time I was I was growing up, you know, being born in the mid-'80s. This is what men wore. They wore stuff like this. This is what you smelled on your barbers, your next door neighbors, friends of your father, you know, uncles, stuff like that, you know. Tobacco, pine. Yes, so we talked about that on a video. That leatherwood ingredient shows up, and actually it's the common ingredient between both of these. That's why I say there is that leatherwood ingredient in both. So you get leatherwood here and you get leatherwood here. And when you smell them, even though they have different materials, like I said, this has oud, this one has vetiver, this doesn't have vetiver, this doesn't have oud. That leatherwood ingredient just you get the similarity immediately. So whatever captive molecule they created, it is definitely the main ingredient for sure. 100%. There should be some good decants coming tomorrow too from Shiva. Mirabai. Ah, awesome. That's good stuff, Antonio. You get that 1960s Indian sandalwood in the dry down. I love the dry down. The first couple hours could be challenging, right? It was almost a race to who released it first. Gucci won out. Ah, I did not know that. Okay. So it wasn't really truly a copy, right? It's not like they had time to copy it. It just took longer in the pipeline for Opus 11. Interesting. Good to know. Yeah, this is definitely a backup. Can you see the Super Bowl pregame right here in the reflection? I got the Super Bowl on. Thank you, D. Appreciate that. Okay, that must be what you guys are talking about. That must be that leatherwood, that Benji. And I've talked about that before too. Good. Yeah, my favorites were La Dule Exquise and Dessandra's. Belle Homme was good. I just I went with the Chanel instead. Welcome, Sandy Ravage. I'm gonna have to get used to that. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here. Hey, like I said earlier, I lurked in the shadows for a long time, mostly because of the way I was raised. My old man, you know, without divulging too much information, let's just say he was always someone to say never divulge any information. So I kind of always took that to heart. But then as I got older, I kind of realized that if you're not let's put it this way, I had a lot more fun once I started engaging with the channels than just kind of sitting in the background, if that makes sense. Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate that, man. I love hanging out with you guys. I just love talking about perfume. I would do it if there was one person here. As long as the conversation could continue, I would do it. What kind of atomizer spray pattern do you like? Well, I switch it up. Usually to start the day, I'll go inside of my collar, right here, and then I'll do the top of my hands. And then maybe when I reapply, I'll do the back of my neck right here. And then maybe the other hand. And then maybe I'll do like the middle later. And then the other hand, you know. So I'll sometimes mix it up, but I rarely spray my clothes. I mean, if I'm gonna, instead of spraying my clothes, I'd rather do like a couple sprays here and let it just run down and let it get on the inside parts of my clothes rather than actually spray my clothes. Castoreum, honey, and labdanum. Probably castoreum, honey, and labdanum. Maybe oak moss. Something along those lines. Something like Antaeus or Bel Ami. Maybe if you just blended Antaeus and Bel Ami together, I'd be a happy camper. Were they supporting him but secretly hoping he'd fail because they haven't actualized their own dreams? That could be part of it. Or maybe they're just part of that new Ode to Jerks movement. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is. And I actually saved some comments from Persolet's channel that some of them actually took down. And, you know, shout out to Rich Mitch for actually questioning them. Like, hey, what's going on here? You know, like they were making fun of the whole Les Straight's name, and I noticed it. I didn't say anything. I blocked him from my channel. I was like, screw you guys. Yeah. It's actually really potent. It's a very potent material. I think there are a couple others actually that have that leatherwood note. Let me look it up real quick. Somebody, I forgot who, apologies, but someone left a message earlier saying that that wood leather note was used in a couple other fragrances, and he got one of them from a house called Elixir. I think it's pronounced Elixir. And the fragrance was called Extrait Noir. It came out in 2021, so it came out a couple years after this. And it's supposed to be this leathery, earthy fragrance with castoreum, and he said he thinks I would really like it, so I put it on the wish list. But I've never sniffed anything from the house. Alberto Mordias also put it in. Philip Plein did a flanker of this. So he did a flanker of No Limits, and it was called No Limits Fresh, or Super Fresh. Sorry, No Limits Super Fresh. Can't just be fresh. It's got to be super fresh because this is Philip motherfucking Plein. And $1 trillion, you know, the black card, bitches. And so he put this wood leather note in the super fresh flanker, which really doesn't seem like it would go together, because I'm looking, the name and the you know what it is doesn't seem to, you know, blend in my head. How do you add a note like that that's oody and leathery and call it super fresh? You know? So yes. Paroli in the house. I love your avatar now, Paroli. The Power of Dreams. Those old advertisements were badass, where they had the top of the Balenciaga. They had the top of the Balenciaga cap like blending into water on one of them. They had the top of it blending into like the sky on another. And then the Power of Dreams was badass. Oh, I love this stuff. People, I read some comments. This on that Fragrantica article. Some of the people in the comments trying to call this like a pedo fragrance. They're fucking idiots. They are fucking idiots. People are dumb sometimes. People are really dumb. GMG just mentioned it. Yes, Elixir Extrait Noir. Yes, that's right. Was that you, GMG? I need to check that out. I've always envisioned Epic Man as what a man should smell like. Funny how that in Polo Green are green bottles. Yes, I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. Vintage Paco Rabanne pour Homme. Courtesy of Enchante. That's right. Amouage is like the stork, just dropping bottles on all of us. Hey, Hub. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the kind words, man. I appreciate it. It means a lot. Seriously. I was going to try to give a shout out to some of the people who have been here since the beginning, but honestly, it would be too many. I couldn't do it. I don't, and then if I actually did do it and left one person out that was here from the beginning, I'd feel like shit. And where do I stop? You know. So thank you to everybody who's been here along the journey. I'm sure as the channel grows, I'm sure these 1,000 sub increments will move up faster and faster and faster, because usually the first 5,000 subs, I would say, is the hardest. And then it's actually, somebody hit me up on Parfumo out of the blue yesterday, and they were like, hey, man, I want to buy your Siberian Musk. I'll pay you 30 euros a mil. And I was like, no, but I do have a channel if you want to kind of watch me, since you just randomly reached out to me. And he's like, yeah, I know who you are, but your videos are too long for me. Oh, Amouage is honestly, he's a gem of Fragcom. Thank you, Hub. Appreciate it, man. I just try to make videos that I would want to watch. That's my whole thing. None of the bullshit. You're not going to see a donkey show here, or, you know, you're not going to see community in shock. I don't want to be part of the drama. I literally just want to talk about perfume. That's it. Yeah, for sure. Did you buy my vintage screw cap Cedrat Boise that I sent to Mudasir to sell for me? I gotta hit him up and see if that ever sold. Oh, I would probably be more of the Creed fire hose style. Yeah, those old Creed atomizers were amazing. Thanks, old boy. Thanks for being here, man. Push it off. That's it. We got to do this all over again, guys. What was the game? Oh yeah. Is there dark leather in there? It's not listed as, sorry, wood leather. It's not listed in Parfumo as being in there, but it doesn't mean it's not. The other fragrances that they list the wood leather note is a brand called Maison Noir, which I've never heard of. And there's a fragrance called Alter Ego 786 done by Alexandra Monet. Never heard of her. Never heard of Alexandra Monet. And there's a brand called Full Lord, like Full Lord, and this one's called Oriental, O-R apostrophe Oriental. And came out in 2020. It's Damask Rose, Laotian Oud, Chinese Tune in wood leather. And can you believe Hollywood's putting out a movie about Cocaine Bear? That is unbelievable. And Penhaligon's put out a fragrance called Rackets in 21 that had Ambroxan, wood leather, Gaiac and lemon by Fabrice Pellegrin. And finally, Meisenser, which is Alberto Morias's brand. I've never smelled any of those, by the way. In 2019, he put out ginger, frankincense, myrrh, wood leather, and papyrus in a fragrance called Incensum. So yes, those are the Those are the wood leather notes, according to Parfumo. Who knows if that's true? Well, I am, but I hate the Super Bowl. I mean, I hate it right now because my arch nemesis is in it. I hate the Chiefs. I despise the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes with every ounce of my being. So I'd rather talk to you guys about Perfume. Cheers. See, I'm in the Lone Star State. Yeah, it's not listed. A vintage leaf performance. Boadicea and sampling Desandras and Bella. Me, what do you think? What do you make of him, MJ? Yes, the comments are just ridiculous. It's just ignorant people, I think. They don't know, like Balenciaga was a house for so long before that scandal came out 6 months ago or whatever it was. Hey, Ram, welcome to the stream, man. Perfume first. You can kind of see the Super Bowl in the background reflecting off of my Roja box. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that, Snip. I'm going to try. I am going to try to never change. I'm pretty sure that's what Sammy the Bull said Paul Castellano said to him after he completed a very important hit. If you haven't watched Sammy the Bull's channel and him talking about his escapades in the mob, you should check that out. It's amazing. It's amazing content. I told Rich Mitch about it, and he said he watched them all in like a week. I've never smelled Plum Japonais. Is it discontinued? Plum Japonais 2013. Yep, it's discontinued. I've never sniffed it. I'll add it to the wish list. What if you coated your entire body in oud oil and sprayed 2 bottles of Montal Black Oud around your neck only and then went to the gym? Probably nothing would happen. I bet you no one would even look at you. Thank you, Ram. I mean, Rachel. I'm Ram. You're Rachel. Fragcom drama. Community in shock. Thank you, my friend. Thanks for the support. Now get back to your funny comments. No serious comments out of you, Mike. I have not tried anything from Chopard. Zero. Nothing. Someone, actually, I think it was Donnie, Just Add Light, was talking about Chopard fragrances, saying that he thought they were pretty, for what they were good. I've never smelled them. Zero. Thank you, Eugene. Thanks for being here, man. Congrats to you. Your congrats are every day. You should wake up and pop a bottle every day at how awesome the launch between you and Antoine went. I despise the Chiefs. Absolutely. But then again, I'm a Raider fan, so it's in my blood to hate the Chiefs. We still have 3 Super Bowls, and they still have 2 as it stands right now. So we have to keep it that way. We need the Eagles to pull this off tonight. The Eagles must win, just so as a scorned Raider fan, I can say, I still have 3 Super Bowls and you have 2. And they'll be like, yeah, but they were before you were born. And I'll be like, well, they all count, bitch. Jeremy is Cocaine Bear. Has anyone seen the preview for Cocaine Bear? It is outrageous. Oh, God. Best incense I've smelt is new brand Maitrier Premier. I really don't like that brand, M3. No offense, I'm sure. Maybe the incense one is great, but the other ones I've smelled, like falcon leather and all of these, you know, the other fragrances from that brand. The oud he did, I really didn't like. So yes, I do not like that. Actually, I don't like that perfumer, whatever his name is. No offense to him if anyone likes him. Areej Guichard, or it's not my thing. Thank you, Micah. Appreciate that, man. Thank you, Yura. You guys are way too kind. Thanks for being here. Eugene in the house. Yep. I think it's my favorite rose patchouli. Seriously, no shit. But then again, you can't trust me. I'm just a shill for Eugene and Ladulac Skis and Les Abstraits. I mean, hell, I've got a branded towel here, so you obviously can't believe anything I say. Encens Suave. Okay. No, I've never sniffed that one, though, M3. Never smelled it. Scooby Dooby. Never smelled Wajan. Interesting. Rachel, you're a fan of Encens Suave, eh? You need to ask with Tom Ford if it's discontinued. It is. What is going on? Yes, that's right. Just send me an email, Galen. I'll send you my address for my free Dua. Nothing. We're just kicking the shit, Ram. Thanks for being here, though. Glad you're here, brother. Saffron Crystal. I have Nishane Saffron, which is amazing. So it will need to. Is that Saffron Colonnade you're talking about? Is that the Nishane you're talking about, M3? While the Super Bowl's on, yeah, you're right. Yeah, no one's going to be out and about. You want to make the game interesting? I'll get you a box of samples that the Chiefs win tonight. I'll bet you a box. Oh, God. With my football luck, no, I'll just lose. Why don't I just send you the samples now? Just tell me what you want. Fight, Eagles fight onto victory. Oh, God, I hope you're right. And what's funny is all the Cowboy fans that I work with, they all want the Eagles to lose because the Eagles are in their division. And as a Raider fan, I want the Chiefs to lose because they're in our division. Haven't read a single review on it, though. Demetrios, thank you. Appreciate that, man. You guys are awesome. Are you being serious? I never know with you, Mike. Best bottles to double up as a weapon? I saw that question asked on Rich Mitch's stream the other day, and I was thinking about this one. Look at this thing. Tell me that wouldn't do some damage. This is 1001 Nights by Ajmal. Really nice, actually. I can't believe they sell this for $40 or whatever it is. This is fantastic. And it came out like 22 years ago. So such in good order. It's like their take on a oud, like an oriental oud. But look at this thing. Perfect grip. You could go this way or you could go this way. I don't know, man. You might have to sharpen this a little bit. You know, turn this into like an arrowhead. I got Ma Liberté. What do you make of it? What do you make of it? Oh, what do you make of it? I was like, did I just crack that? No, I did not just crack it, thank God. Let me put you down before I do crack it, though. Will there be a halftime nip slip? Yes, that's right. I didn't know they had another saffron. Interesting. I wore Rev de Ocean today. Amazing incense scent. I don't think I've smelled that. I don't think I even know what that is. Is it the suede and saffron? Ah, yeah, that must be it. I've got a sample of that, actually. Right here somewhere. Someone sent me a sample of Wulong Chong. I hope it's Wulong Chong. It's Wulong something and suede and saffron, the Nishane. I'm watching the puppy ball. It's probably better. Go for the eyes. Chinese oud cap is so sharp and pointy, you could really harm someone with it. Chinese oud. Chinese oud cap. I got to look this up. I forgot what the bottle looked like. Oh, shit. You're right. Oh, my God. That may be the way to go. You may have won that question, Frito Line. Chinese oud. Holy shit. That's like those spikes they put on the side of buildings to like keep the pigeons off. How do you find that compares to Tuscan leather, if there is any comparison? It is that good. Yes. I just to tell you how good it is, okay? I've been on the Ma Liberté train for the last probably 18 months, I would say. And Galen and Thomas are the ones who I watched a video of theirs and they got me into it. And when Rich Mitch hit me up like a month ago and was like, hey man, I'm thinking about getting Ma Liberté, I was like, yes, 100%. It's one of the best fragrances I've ever smelled. You know, it's a Jean Patou, and Jean Carleo does not make bad fragrances. It's fantastic. And it smells like there's real Mysore sandalwood in it. I mean, it's amazing, right? And he gets it, and he did a first impression. You can go check it out on his channel. Rich Mitch normally prefers the masculine fragrances, right? There's a few feminine fragrances over the years that he's gotten that he really likes, but most of them he's like, whatever. He likes the masculine stuff. But he got that, and he was like, one of the best lavenders I've ever smelled, ever. And I was like, I agree, 100%. I got lucky and found myself a bottle of Jean Patou Pour Homme Privé, the Privé. And Ma Liberté smells very close to the Privé. Both of them are two of the best lavenders I've ever smelled. So yes, if you don't want to pay $700 or $800 for Jean Patou Pour Homme Privé, go with Ma Liberté. It's very, very good. Now, I have the Eau de Parfum. I've never smelled the Eau de Toilette, though. I hear you, man. I'm with you, M3. Do you know Azzaro Pour Homme Urban Spray? I don't. Urban Spray. Let me look this up. Azzaro Pour Homme Urban. No. Let me just try one more spot. Azzaro Pour Homme. Man, there's so many Azzaro Pour Hommes. There's Amber Fever. Precious Woods Edition. Cologne Intense. Edition Noir. Homme Elixir. Homme Elixir Precious Woods Edition. Free Flight Edition. Ginger Love. Hot Pepper. Intense. That's the one I have. I have the Azzaro Pour Homme Intense. Azzaro Pour Homme Low. Azzaro Pour Homme Naughty Leather. Azzaro Pour Homme Nighttime. Azzaro Pour Homme Silver Black. Azzaro Pour Homme Summer 2013, 14, 15, Wild Mint. I lost track. What was that? 18? Azzaro Sport. Jesus. Insane amount of flankers of Azzaro Pour Homme. But more potent than Tuscan Leather without the raspberry. Interesting. No raspberry and suede at saffron, eh? Nichane suede. Yeah, it says ambrette, saffron, suede, ginger, musk, and leathery notes. Interesting. They should totally put out Wulong or Nichane Cheech and Chong. Tell me that wouldn't sell. Could you imagine a Cheech and Chong celebrity fragrance? That would have to go to Xerjoff, right? Wouldn't that have to go to Xerjoff? They would be the only ones that would pick off a Cheech and Chong celebrity fragrance and charge $800 for it. I feel pretty safe with an old Amouage bottle in hand. Yes, those things are bricks. I told you I dropped my Jubilation like hard and from standing level. Like I was standing and I dropped it and it fell straight onto there was this like lip and it's metal and it fell straight onto that lip and you can see kind of the damage that it did to the bottle right there. You can see the damage on it. And I picked it up and I was like, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, you're fine. Still sprays, no problem. Just made like a tank. I love this stuff. So I'm going to do a comparison video, actually. I have a bunch of comparison videos that I want to do very soon. I've got vintage Furio to the newer version of Furio. They're selling on fragrancebuy.ca for $20 or whatever it is, which I think is very good. I've got the vintage version of, this actually came out of Amouage's shop. So I've got the new version of Red for Men by Giorgio Beverly Hills, which was EA Fragrances. And I've got the vintage version of Red for Men, which came out of Amouage's shop. I got a baby version. This is produced by Giorgio Beverly Hills Inc. This is the older bottle, basically. So we're going to do a comparison video of Red for Men. This is officially discontinued in both formulations, by the way. This is actually compared to Jean Patou Pour Homme, the 1980 version that goes for $1,000 on eBay. And we are going to do, thanks to my friend Armando, we are going to do a Jubilation for Man friction cap comparison. It came from a 2009 bottle, and we're going to compare it to the magnetic cap. So I've got some banging comparison videos to do very soon. It's just a matter of time. Comparison videos take so much time, and I can't be in the office because I can't be like, okay, making notes, you know. People will be like, are you okay, dude? We've got to, we might have to send you to the nurse. Leather, I like is Atelier Dore's Cuir de Sacre. Very highly complimented. I've never smelled that. Actually, I've never smelled an Atelier Dore scent, but Nikki sent me some of it. He sent me some yesterday. Actually, when I did my unboxing, I talked a little bit about it. He sent me Iris Fauve. Are you guys familiar with this one? This Iris Fauve by Atelier Dore's. So there'll be a early impression video, or maybe we'll do it on the live stream or something like that one day. But do you guys want to sniff some fragrances today, or you just want to kick the shit? Rochas Man Bottles has some undesirable possibilities. Oh, that's right. Good old Rochas Man. Yeah, that could be a weapon. That would hurt. I mean, who knows where you'd want to stick that. Depended on how wrongly they transgressed you. This is This is the same perfumer, Maurice Roussel, who did Bond Number 9's New Harlem. So I actually don't have a bottle of New Harlem because I have this. I would love a vintage bottle of New Harlem. I just refuse to pay $300, $400, $500 for it. Urban Spray is the OG and convenient travel bottle with the built-in spray, original formulation, and quite available. Interesting. Thanks for that, Tony. Thanks for that, man. You could use Kenzo flower as a weapon or use it for something else. I've never smelled Kenzo flower, actually. I know Mark, Robes 08, Mark really likes it, if I remember. They also had a Kenzo flower, or did they have a Kenzo power? I can't remember. 30,000. Thanks, Paulus. I appreciate that, man. And honestly, it's something I enjoy doing. That's the best part about it, is I enjoy doing it. It's easy when it's something you enjoy, you know? Just bought a bottle of Ensar Extra Noir. Thanks, GMG. Geez, Rams live streams are bad for my pocketbook. Do let me know what you make of it. I would love to hear your thoughts, Lender. Was a one and done thing from like 96 or 97. Okay. That's good to know. Thanks for that, Anuj. Yes, you're exactly right. Those old flacons of Eau de Hermes are God. I wish I had more than just one. I also wish I had that Metallica that you guys have. If you or Thomas ever decide to sell your bottle of Metallica, you just keep me in mind, will you? Don't go to anywhere else. Don't go to eBay. Come straight to the Ram. I slept with my bottle of Dunhill Icon on my nightstand. That is a thick bottle. I don't think you could break that if you tried. Got Ma Liberté, great classic. Good to hear it. You got the EDT. Yeah, I have the EDP. I would love to smell the EDT one day. I think Rich Mitch ended up with the EDT, if memory serves. Oops, I feel some pressure now. Recently sold my bottle of Iris Falve. Got a mushroom vibe. You've been on a selling spree. I've never even smelled it. I've never sprayed it. I guess I could spray it right now and do a first impression, but I was hoping to keep our first impression videos maybe a little more themed, you know? So we could do like Roja first impressions or Xerjoff or Carner queers. That way I could title it better than one Atelier d'Ors, one Alexander McQueen, one, you know what I mean? I was hoping to kind of lump them together, but yes, I don't necessarily mind a mushroom vibe if it's in the dry down. I meant your Amouage silver one. That looks dangerous. Ah, this one. This one. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, you could use this as an axe. So you could have a pickaxe in one hand, and you could have a spear in the other. It could, you know what we could do? I told Mike V we need to write a book on those terrible descriptions. We could also create like a video game fighting game, and your weapons are fragrance bottles. You work your way up to the more challenging bottles. You know, you get better weapons as you go along. Tell me that wouldn't sell. Where's the people who know how to? I can barely upload a thumbnail, so I'm useless in that department. Paris de Paris, thank you. Appreciate that, man. Or woman, appreciate that. Thank you, Paris de Paris. Congrats on 3,000 subs. Thank you. Scent of the day is Arij LaDore Agar de Noir. Look, you can still see it on my hand. I sprayed this 5 hours ago. Look at this. It's just like it's like an attar. It's so good, though. Oh, I love Russian Adam's work. Thank you, Fragrance Profile. Appreciate that. It means a lot. Kenzo Power was hyped in the OG fragrance community. Yeah, I remember that. I remember watching old videos of Mark, which those are just gems, by the way. Casa Bonita, Casa Bonita. We get to celebrate. Maybe someone knows if 75 ml Creed Neroli Sauvage is any different. That I don't know. I did have an older bottle, though. I will tell you that. I had a bottle of Neroli Sauvage. This is a 15W01. This is a 2015 batch. And it's bone dry. I used it all. I can tell you I would never buy another bottle because to me, it was a clone of Eau de Rochas Homme. Yeah, I can still smell it. This is Eau de Rochas Homme. And this came out, and you know what? Speaking of like fragrances that come out like 1 year later or 1 or 2 years later, Eau de Rochas Homme. Eau de Rochas Homme came out in like 93. I gotta look this up. Hang on. Let me make sure my sources are correct before I start spewing info at you guys. Eau de Rochas Homme. Eau de Rochas Homme. Yes, 93. I was right. Okay, so 93 this came out. And it was created by Giles Rami. Okay, Giles Rami created this. And in 94, 1 year later, this came out. And they are vintage Eau de Rochas Homme. I can't speak for the new one with the silver cap, but I hear it's still quite good, the newer version. These are almost identical. And this was $30. I paid $30 for this full vintage bottle. And this is $500. Like, and that's why when I say when I started in the community, not in the community, but when I started really getting into the fragrance game, I was drawn in by the bigger price tags because I was like, you know, this has to be better. Just has to be. There has to be something to this. It can't just be a $500 fragrance for nothing. And that's exactly what it turned out to be. That is exactly what it turned out to be. So, I mean, it's good. It's very wearable in the heat. Neroli Sauvage. But yeah, not good enough when there's stuff like this out there. All right, looks like the Eagles scored. Except for I'm cheering for them, which means that that'll be the only score all game, and the Chiefs will come back and end up blowing them out 35-7. My nightmare scenario. Ramsey is my escape plan from Fragcom. Oh, you mean I'm going to let you retire? Just don't, just let me just buy a 10 ml decant off of you, okay? Because I already have like 5 mils left. Give me 10 more, Galen, of Metallica, and I'll be able to hold off. It's an older ladies release. Kenzo Power, a Flop Man's release from like 2009. Ah, okay. That makes sense. Yo, please give me a sneak peek of that Juby 25 comparison from one Raider fan to another. Do it right now. I mean, do it right now. I forgot you're a Raider fan, but yeah, we have to suffer together on days like today. Oh, it does, doesn't it? You're thinking of Ma Griffin, right? Or, oh, what's the other one? Annie Oakley. Annie Oakley and Ma Liberté out for some trouble in the West. Carner Queer is the scent that's supposed to be similar to light version of Black Afghano. Rich, are you still here? Do you know the answer to that? Now I'll have to wait for That's Not a Top 10 Lethal Perfume Bottle List. That's right. So many Not a Top 10 videos we could do. Someone asked me to do a Not a Top 10 favorite bottle list. And I was like, there's Shalimar and there's everything else. You know what I mean? Like for me, this is the greatest bottle of all time. Hands down, easily. Now, this is the Millesime Tonka flanker that I got suckered into last year because everyone was saying it's so good. Oh, it's just so amazing. And of course, as it turned out to not be so amazing. I mean, it's not bad. It's just redundant if you already own Tonka Imperial like I do. I think it's just kind of redundant. And I much prefer regular Shalimar, personally. I'll take regular Shalimar all day over this Millesime Tonka. Doubles as a spray tan. It does, doesn't it? Wow. Is the OG that particular DNA? Wow. Interesting. Let me move my lighting because the sun's going down. And whenever the sun's going down, it starts to get a little dark in here. As long as the sun's out, the lighting in here is good. It's just as soon as the sun goes down, it gets kind of creepy in here. I've been wearing this every day for 2 years now, so I feel confident in giving you a first impression despite still needing to get to know his perfume better. Do a full review. Yes, that's right. He is very thorough. But I like that. I like that. I have an Oil Sauvage, new one, and it lasts like 50 minutes. Yeah, I think if so, the 75 mil and the 100 mils would be the same. I would assume. And yes, it did last more than 50 minutes, but you're probably at 3 or 4 hours. Just buy this for $30. Seriously. Don't waste your time with Neroli Sauvage. Just buy this. Buy this version with this cap if you can, and thank me later. Maybe one of my favorite citrus summer scents ever. Roja gets completely underrated. Totally and completely underrated. Even though people talk about it, still underrated. That's right. The ultimate weapon in that video game would be a Navitus bottle, remove the cap, spray the air, all the enemies immediately choke to death. Saw full 75 mil for 125 today. God, that just shows how discounted they are. You know, that's like 20%. That's like an 80% discount. Ah, beautiful, Eddie. 5 o'clock Ocean Jambra, man. I am in love with that fragrance. And I got very lucky because I got a backup. Somewhere. I got a backup somewhere. Yes, here it is. Yeah, if you watched my Serge Lutens haul, you'll know that somebody very kindly sent me 17 Serge Lutens bottles for free. A perfume friend, we'll call him. And one of them was 5 o'clock Ocean Jambra, my favorite tea fragrance. This made #1 on my tea list, but it's very good to see you, Eddie. Thanks for the kind words and for being here. Yes, that is part of the dilemma with Roja. That is part of the dilemma for sure. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It is, you know, Diaghilev, some say reminds people of Mitsuko or Rocha's Femme. Danger reminds people of Guerlain Heritage. Oligarch, which is now discontinued. People say Terre de Hermes. Roja's Fetiche. People say Bel Ami. There's a lot of truth to that. Bel Ami, and it smells like M. Pure Distance M, which is now discontinued. Speaking of Pure Distance M, someone left me a message saying the new Pure Distance M, V2, MV2, or whatever they call it, is shite. That it's terrible. Just picked up a package from Jonathan 1970, trying vintage Paco Rabanne for the first time. Have you been living under a rock, Duncan? How is it that you send me all of this insane stuff, but you've never tried vintage Paco Rabanne pour Homme? Yep. No, this isn't the bat bottle. The bat bottle is the other one. So if you look up Shalimar, the bottles from like the early 2000s are known as the bat bottle. Once you see it, you'll know it. It looks like the bat symbol. And here comes the comeback. The Chiefs just scored. Here's the first of 10 touchdowns in a row. I would say Roja, Enigma, Danger, Oligarch, quite okay price, but those priced for more than $1,000, ridiculous. But even like Danger, Pour Homme, Parfums, $500 for 50 mil. What are your favorite barnyardy perfumes? Probably some of the Arij LaDores I've been in love with lately. This is my new love, Chinese Oud. This is so good. So good. I've come to, oh God. This has really, really grown on me. And, you know, I mentioned this earlier, but Oud Zen, Bordnikov's Oud Maximus would be on that list, and Lao Oud. Those two would be on the list. If you can include musks in that barnyard, I would probably include something like Inverno Russo, which I need to do a full review on this. Did I do a video on this? I got to go back and look. But this is fantastic. And Siberian Musk. These two are my favorite musks. When I rank my musk list, these are going to be at the top somewhere. I just haven't decided if it's going to be 1 and 2 or 1 and 2. I mean, they're both that good. Two of my favorite musks of all time. So if you're talking musks, these two. If you're talking ouds, you know, and the problem is I just can't put the night or you know, Spirit of Dubai's ouds up there with these, because they're just, to me, these are just superior. Like Oud Zen is just superior. I did an early impression video on Oud Zen. I still need to do one on this Oud Zen, the original Oud Zen. So yes, I love Barnyard, but if you're adding in like Civet and Castorium to that list, then you would have to include Koros and Antaeus and all that good stuff. That's insane. I knew they were cheaper, but that's nuts. Yep, 100%. Like with those old Guerlains, every fragrance had its own bottle and design and theme and all that stuff, and now it's all stock. because it's just cheaper. It's cheaper to just pump them out, you know. I have not smelled that one, Ram. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Vintage Paco Rabanne is... I would highly recommend it. And there's still bottles like this with the raised R. Like I got this for $30 a couple months back. $30. This is an absolute steal. You can't find perfumery of this value for $30 today. If this came from a niche house, this would be $300. Oh, you know, the greenness, the soapiness, the rosemary, the honey, the animalic honey that kind of comes out in the dry down of these older bottles. Oh, so good. You can never... I'm getting backups of Givenchy Gentlemen and Antaeus in, and you can never have enough vintage Paco Rabanne pour homme. Put vintage Paco Rabanne in that you can never have enough category. Royal Oud or French Lover? Oh, well, I just got a vintage bottle of French Lover, but I haven't had a chance to give it a full wear yet. So since I don't know, I have to say Royal Oud by default for now, but French Lover very well may overtake it. $350 for Danger Parfum. Yeah, I hear you. And it's very good, isn't it? It's very good. That's right. My old man's signature scent. Still to this day. He's basically worn this my whole life. Let me know what you think for the not that positive comment I received today from Promise by Frederick Muller. It was something that smells like mold. Do you store your clothes in a damp room? Honestly, I would probably take that the same way I take positive comments. Actually, I think I like negative comments more than positive comments because negative comments mean that the average mainstream person doesn't like it, and that's what I want. I don't want the average person to like what I'm smelling like. If the average person on the street just, 90% of people would want you to smell like this. That's what they would want you to smell like. So the fact that they don't like it actually makes me feel good. And honestly, I take comments, positive or negative, all the exact same way. Always, I just basically say thank you, or I never get excited one way or another like that. I wouldn't let that piss me off. Let's put it that way. But I love Promise. Promise is a huge perfume, gigantic. Compared to the current one, I find it different smelling as well. Interesting. Fragcom is the only place where smells like shite can mean the best ouds and the worst Initio things ever. Oh, that's right. I've got some Initio early impressions we could do today. Let's see. I haven't talked about... still haven't talked about Side Effect yet. The much hyped Side Effect. So sweet. Oh, it's so sweet. Oh, absolutely, Mohammed. Not a question. Get the Zeno Lancaster version. You will not regret it. Thank you, Julio. Appreciate your support from the beginning, mate. Idolo did a rose oud using Chinese oud. Ah, interesting. I've never smelled those. What are your shite perfume companies out there at the moment? Parfum de Marly, Initio, and I would probably lump BDK in there, even though I've never smelled any of them, just because I feel like they deserve to be lumped in with Parfum de Marly and Initio. I guess it depends on what you're calling shite, because I do own Parfum de Marly. Like, I've got 2 bottles. I have Harrod and Leighton. Touch more animalic. Yes, it is. Speaking of smoother Paco Rabanne, I've heard the description applied to Patrick by Fragrances of Ireland. Anyone tried that? I have not, but I've also heard of the description applied to Patrick by Fragrances of Ireland. Ah, welcome, Stephen. Thanks for being here, man. Well, happy birthday, Lily. Happy 33rd birthday. Yeah, zero animalics. They made the current Paco Rabanne much more soapy smelling, I think. But someone mentioned, I think I might have been Manly Scents, and I saw write a comment saying that the new one feels like it has a lot. So even though it's more soapier and cleaner, it feels like it has more of the, you know, aroma chemicals that make it last longer. So it's more of a beast performer, even though it doesn't have the animalics and as much oak moss and, you know, the animalic honey and the dry down and all that stuff. It does last longer. That's something I saw Keith mention. And I trust his nose on a vintage fragrance like that. That bad, huh? I'm gonna have to go get an industrial hose. Have my wife just wash me down in the front yard in front of the neighbors. Just is this the stream? Is this the stream where I can watch the Super Bowl in the reflection of the Roja box? That's right. Hola, Ramsey. Yep, there it is. Well, now they're running some dumb commercial with the dude from Zoolander. What's his name? It's been so long, I can't even think of his name. I'm excited for your thoughts on the rest of the Strangelove line and Amouage Imitation Woman. I did a video on Imitation Woman. I loved it. It's already up, Benji. I already beat you to that one. Yeah, so Imitation Woman's up. The Strangelove line, I've pretty much smelled them all. I just haven't done videos on them all. I did videos on, well, my thoughts are already out there on Dead of Night, because I did a live sniffing video on that. I think Dead of Night's my favorite so far. Melt My Heart was okay. It was the chocolate rose one, right? It was the one that smelled a little bit like Oud Monarch, maybe a couple years before Oud Monarch came out. So you got to give Elizabeth Gaines credit for that, for creating something that ended up kind of being a trend later on, that chocolate oud. And she did it years before Oud Monarch and Bortnikov and Russian Atom and all that stuff. And Into the Sea was very interesting. It was, I remember letting my wife smell it, and she said, "What is that?" And I was like, "It's Into the Sea. What does it remind me of?" And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was thinking it reminded me of the tackle box that was outside of my parents' house, because they used to live on Lake Pontchartrain in Louisiana. So they would just, you know, get in the boat and go, because it was right, they were right there on the lake, and they had this tackle box where they used to keep like the fake worms and stuff for fishing." She's like, "It reminds me of the tackle box from my childhood." I was like, wow. Yeah, I could completely see that. That ambergris, salty ambergris note was insane. In I don't know if I would want to wear it. Like, I don't know if I would want to smell like that, but I appreciated the I appreciated the you know, the originality and the materials and all that stuff. That was Into the Sea. And then the other one was something about flowers, right? Yeah, I could try that last one. There it is. It was Ben Stiller. Thanks for that, Lily. Congrats on making it to 33. Exactly like Irish Spring. My wife thinks Paco Rabanne Pour Homme smells like Irish Spring soap. Accept them all. Montal and Mancera. You want me to try some of those? I like that house TSVGA. My favorite is Fiona. Have you ever tried Pulp? No, but I have a Byredo sample. I've got a sample of the other Byredo that gets hyped all the time. That's it, Ben Stiller. Just got myself a bottle of Amanita. It's practically feral. Which one did you get? Because I've got the Eau de Toilette, and I absolutely love it. I would not call this feral. It's kind of more ambery. It's like ambery with a, it feels like there's a lot of heliotrope, that note that adds that, you know, just depth, just, you know, like you just sink your teeth into it. Feels thick. But it's really good. No one talks about this. They should. But I've never smelled the new Eau de Parfum because they stopped doing the Eau de Toilettes of Amanita and they started doing Eau de Parfum. And the Eau de Parfum I have not smelled. So maybe that one does smell feral, but welcome. Had multiple nose grams with it. That's it. Just wear what I love. Yeah, that's it. There you go. You get all the birthday wishes today. You're the one who mentioned it, Lily. So La Tigre. Blue Steel. Someone mentioned miss it. Hey, missed it. You missed the field goal. All right. Someone mentioned Anna Malix. It was Eugene. It was Eugene mentioning Barnyard, and I would have to include this, Eugene. Tigerlust by Ensar. Ooh, this is so good. Oh, man. Being in my 60s, I seem to be able to get away with smelling like I've shit myself. That's right. That's one of the advantages, right? 60s, you're a little too young for, actually. You need to wait till you're like in your 80s. It's one of the great things about getting older. You can shit in your pants again. It's like the two extremes, when you're really young and when you're really old. I really like Silence the Sea, but I don't know if I'd want to wear it, but I really liked it. Yeah, Ben Stiller. Pick one of the scents from all the perfumes you did a video on. Call it a masterpiece from Master Perfumers. Pick one scent from all the perfumers you did videos on. Masterpieces from Master Perfumers. Okay. I'm going to actually write that down because I'll forget otherwise. I like that video idea. Black Monday. Masterpieces from Master Perfumers. Okay. I'll do it. But which one should I start with? There's so many. Iron Green High. John always surprises me like Christmas morning. Thinking of blind buying Roja's Qatar. Supposed to have a cigarette note. I've heard good things about Qatar, but I've never smelled it. The most recent one that I did a video on was Taif Oud by Roja, which he then surprised me and re-released. So it was originally a Fortnum & Mason exclusive. He then re-released it for $750 or pounds for 100 mil, some ungodly amount. And the other one I did recently that actually reminded me of Taif Oud a little bit was this United Arab Emirates. I have a video on this up. This is pretty good. Roja's United Arab Emirates I liked. It's really good. I recall liking it. It's the reel of the ocean with all of its rank parts. It is, you're right. Yeah, my wife thought it smelled like a tackle box. Yeah, that one's brutal. No, not the current version. If you want my advice, this is one of the few times I will tell you, and actually my buddy Armando confirmed this yesterday or 2 days ago when we were chatting. He said he prefers the splash of Givenchy Gentlemen. I said, shit, I do too. Because the spray just seemed a little bit weaker for some reason. Someone even mentioned it in comments earlier. And I was like, do you know why that is? And he said something about oxidation, and I don't know. But if you can find the splash bottles of Givenchy Gentlemen with the silver wraparound like this, that's what you want. This made #1 on my top 22 patchouli fragrance video I did to close out 2022. Oh, God. This could easily be a signature scent for me. So good. Honey, patchouli, castoreum. Just remember earlier we said Polo Green, what a man should smell like? Also, what a man should smell like. In my opinion. So yes, try to find this one if you can. They're out there. They are out there indeed. And go for the splash. Ah, Mitts, that's right. Mitts. I do need to try it. I need to find it first. It's missing somewhere up here. Mitts Woman. Where are you, Mitts Woman? Aha, here it is. Well, I guess it's as good of time as any, shall we? What do you guys think? The lone Amouage holdout from the previous videos. Let's give it a shot. Let's do this. I'm with you, Benji. I'm with you. How can I not try Mitts Woman? Ooh, that's good. I can smell it from here without even putting it to my nose. Oh, that's really good. Very green, though. It smells like honeysuckle and green notes in the opening. God, that smells realistic. Like a white floral and honeysuckle bush right there. Definite green Chypre. That's beautiful, Benji. I don't think I like it as much as Beloved Woman or Memoir Woman. Those were the two that just shot to the top of my to buy list, but this is very good. Miss Woman is very, very good. All right, good night, Demetrios. Thanks for being here, man. Tried samples of Strangelove. Oh my God, they're good. It's only 10% left, but $700 for a 100 ml bottle. Yeah, that's rough. The hype for pulp isn't real. It's fiction. Yes. Yeah, they do that 15 mil sample set or discovery set, don't they? That's a pretty good deal. Got on my eyes a few vintages I want to pick up. I think the winner will be Silver Spray Antaeus. Yeah. Yeah, if you don't have Silver Spray Antaeus, absolutely. I've got an 80s bottle coming. Oh, can't wait. 33. Interesting. Ah, okay. That's good to hear. Are they still making the Eau de Toilette? Blind tested a perfume yesterday. Quite nice. Maybe even bottle worthy. Check the name and the price. Clive Christian, a Separate Reality Manic, 750 pounds for 75 mil. Let me look this up. Clive Christian A. I don't even see an A. Clive Christian, A Separate Reality, Manic. Here we go. 2018. Wow, that does look good. Woody, resinous, leathery. There's an opium note in here. Like an actual opium note. Like there's a picture of a poppy. All right. I'll put it on the wish list palettes. I'll probably never get to it, but I would not buy any Rojas unless you smelt it, as they're expensive. Some do not cost much to make, but high priced. Yeah. Always look for the silver sticker. That's right. I think Roja pulls a number out of his ass and sticks it on the price tag. That whole thing about him cutting the price on Chypre Extraordinaire and Great Britain from 1,750 pounds to 750 pounds is nuts. This Myths Woman is really good. Myths Woman, 2016. Natalie Lorson. Green Narcissus fragrance. Yeah, before I looked at the notes, I said honeysuckle. It's actually narcissus and galbanum and violet leaf. Ambergris, patchouli, carnation, leather, moss, and musk. See, this is the kind of stuff. See, Natalie Lorson can make amazing fragrances, you know. She can do stuff like this. She should have been the in-house perfumer for Dore, not Francis Kirkjohn. Ah, thank you, Areej. I appreciate that, man. Means a lot. I still got to get to the stuff that you sent me. All right. I second that, Ram. Givenchy is better in splash. Also look for lighter colors. Darker ones I felt are off a little. That's sad to hear. I just bought a darker one. Yeah, I bought a darker splash recently, and I've got a lighter splash, but I'm sure it's fine. That's right. You're exactly right. Karl Lagerfeld Photo smells like walking through. Yes, it's very soapy and aldehydic. Actually, one of the better aldehydic soapy fragrances I've smelled recently. Biggest blind buy flops. I got to think about that. That's a tough one. I got to think about that. Probably childhood memories. Yes. Patchouli, moss, honey, DNA. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's just what the masculine smelled like, you know, when we were growing up. Someone just posted a good-looking 60 mil of Paco Rabanne Pour for $35. That's crazy. That's such a steal. Myths Woman by Amouage. It's very good. It's a floral green, mossy Chypre. Yeah, Myths Woman by Natalie Lorson. Very good. Uncle Serge bottles taking over your main shelf. They did. They pushed the Rojas away. Look, the Rojas went up here. 1 and 2. Clive Christian, another one that overcharges and reviews a lot of his juice, is not great. Yes. I like Clive Christian C, but that's basically a Tuscan leather clone. And I like Clive Christian X, but that's from 22 years ago. Most realistic photo fragrance I've ever tried is Eldo. You or Someone Like You. Transport you to a mint grass field. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. I don't think I've smelled You or Someone Like You. Worst part Worst blind buy of all time for me, Tiziana Terenzi, Spirito Fiorentino, and Mancera Hindu Kush. I think I have a decant of Hindu Kush. Maybe I'll review it. Do you have a ranked? Yes, I do. Actually, it gets a lot of love. I get a lot of comments on it. People comment on that video, and they comment on my Roja ranked video a lot too. I'm low-key proud to be the one who told you about that Roja price tag cut in the comments and now hearing about it in every stream. Yes, I appreciate that. It's an insane. I talked about it yesterday in my Cheaper Extraordinaire. That is insane, honestly. You know, did you cut $1,000 out of the materials? No. Did they even change the materials? No. So how do you get people who, now, unless you're just targeting the people that are so rich they don't give a shit about $1,000, but for most of us, if I spent $1,750 on Cheaper Extraordinaire and then I find a month later it's $750, I will never, ever do business with that brand again. I'm in the UK. Clive Christian is trading on its history and thinks it can charge what it likes, yet reviews of juice are not good. And yet its history is kind of just as shady as Creed's because, you know, Clive Christian purchased the Crown Perfumery in 2000 or 2001 or whenever their first fragrances came out. They bought the Crown Perfumery so they could have that stupid little cap and they could have access to all of its copyrights and trademarks and all that good stuff. So they kept the, you know, they were able to keep the exact bottle with the exact little cap that the Crown Perfumery had and all that good stuff. That was why Clive Christian bought them and for the name. You know, and so yeah, it is. It's funny. It's a funny thing. It is very good. I'm a big fan of Nathalie Lorson. This is really, really good, actually. I'm really impressed with this. How it got left out, I don't know. It just must have been the odd. It must have been the odd one out. I just never got to it. Mitz Woman. Tried a non-wraparound label of Givenchy Gentlemen at the Punta Cana duty-free and was pleasantly surprised. Have you got your nose? No. No, I haven't smelled the newest stuff. But their branding is so lame and confusing that sometimes people looking for the Gourmandi new one end up getting the 1974 one. Ah, interesting. I don't know why. Why didn't they change the name on the new Gourmandi I Receive Vanilla one? Ah, thanks for that, Arbaz. Thank you. Ah, one-man show. A beauty. A beauty, Arbaz. I actually have a comparison video between the vintage one-man show and the current stuff, and this is actually a really good reformulation. I have no clue how Jacques Bogart does reformulations this good. None. Zero. You know, for a $20 fragrance, how do they keep this so good? It's a mystery of the universe. Oh, I love one-man show. You know, there's a Russian leather note in here. It's like Paco Rabanne Pour Homme meets Russian leather. So good. Picked up Sunshine Man, an imitation based on your ranked Amouage video. Ones you don't hear about as much. Great Rex. Good. I'm glad you love them. I love them too. Yeah, I absolutely adore them. They're very complex pieces of work. Of course. Of course. I hope I've ingrained that into y'all's head. If you guys watch me, I hope that is one takeaway you get. Don't buy the new. I wear Givenchy vintage in the summer. Yes, honestly, I've also come around to wearing whatever the hell I want whenever I want. I have completely come around to that strategy because some of this stuff actually comes alive in the heat. You know, it's not too much. It just feels like the fragrance feels like fuller and richer. Very rarely have I worn something like this in the heat and thought it's too cloying. You know, I have no problem wearing it. And if the people around me think it's too cloying, that's their problem, not mine. Oh, I got to wear this soon. It's part of the problem with having a big collection, and part of the problem with having a perfume channel is you want to test a lot of new stuff. But really, sometimes I just got to wear what I love. Thanks for being here, M3. I only just now tried the Chanel Les Exclusifs. Les Eau de Chanel. Let me look this up. I'm not Les Eau de Chanel. I'm not familiar with that one, Anuj. Eau de Chanel. You have to hit me up and show me the bottle. The only Clive Christian I have is X. Yes. X is actually a really nice year-round fragrance. Rock Rose is $5.50. One person offered me a 10 ml mini for $30. I tried it and didn't take it. It smelled like a generic designer. Roja seems not bad. Yes. Yeah, those new Clive Christians I heard are terrible. What did he say he was wearing? Oh, shit. He did say one-man show, and I reached for Bogart's signature. Holy shit, just completely over my head there. One-man show. Yes, you're right. Sorry. Apologies. That's why we pay Mike the big bucks. Now, this one is the exact opposite of what I said about Jacques Bogart signature. One-man show, you want to go for the vintage. Go for the one that says... go for the one that says 85 proof right here, or whatever it is. Come on, camera. Stop fucking around, dude. Not playing here, camera. Okay. Well, it does say 85 proof volume right here. Oh, now you're kind of focused, yeah. So yes, that's if you're gonna go one-man show, don't go for the new one. Oh, the vintage is very good. Good catch, Mike. Thanks, Keely. Appreciate that. Aventus clones. No, I stick to my regular Aventus. Thank you. Yep. Nope. You guys are spot on. I must have been watching the Super Bowl. The Eagles are up by a TD. Have you tried Derek or Lane yet? Yes, I have. Yes, I have Derek, and it's absolutely worth it. This is full bottle worthy for sure. Yes, 100%. I don't know about versions is the only thing. So I don't know if this is a modern, a vintage. There's like 2 stickers on the bottom of mine. I don't know if you can see it, but there are literally 2 stickers on top of each other. And so I have no clue which version this is. Oh, God. And now the Chiefs just scored. So we're back to tied. I hate football. Yeah, Derek's very good. There is literally no thread that ties OG Givenchy Gentlemen with more modern versions. Yes. Thanks, Dogred. Dog Red. Ah, thank you. Plottern, appreciate that. Good to see you in the live. Do you mean number 5 low? Superpower favorite in Iran, they say about Derek. This is the reason that I ended up buying this actually is because this was ranked as Chris from Scentlands. He had like 3 of his favorite fragrances from the 1970s, and this was one of them. And I was like, well, shit, it's one of Chris from Scentlands' favorites. I got to get it. And he's right. It's amazing. It's definitely worth a buy. Thank you, Ram. Appreciate it, man. Very much obliged. Oh, probably the EDT because it comes off as a little bit more masculine with that extra citrus, but the EDP is fantastic as well. It's just a little bit more vanillic and a little bit more, powdery, and it's got that, that Anique Monardo DNA of that ambery, Play-Doh-y, pudgy thing. I've had fragrances like that before where they just keep getting pushed aside for some reason. Yeah, Derek is very good though. I would recommend it. It's good. That's the Paris, some other city line from Chanel EDC, I think, but not sure. I don't think I've smelled those. Ever tried Cacharel by Nemo? Nice, inoffensive, discontinued. Nemo. Yes, I have a bottle. Yeah, I've got a bottle. It's good. The one that looks like a Y. The bottle looks like a Y. Yeah, this one was last marketed by L'Oreal. My Derek has a janky leaking atomizer. That sucks, Dunk. My atomizer is pretty damn secured on there. I love the bottle too. Just a no nonsense. It looks like a gas. It looks like a gas, like a gas can or something, doesn't it? Like a fuel canister. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that, man. It means a lot. I never ask. I'm not like some channels where they're like, we got to get the super chats going, guys. Come on, guys, we got to pay the bills. Let's go. I'll never do that, but because I do this as a hobby, so that also allows me to be grateful for every dollar and every one of you. So thank you, Dave. I guess I'm supposed to read it, right? And am I supposed to say super chat from Dave Alicia, tuition for Ram's fragrance appreciation class? Well, we very much appreciate you here at Channel Ram. No, but thanks, brother. What are the Italians in Toronto wearing these days? Hoping my Parisians aren't embarrassed. Oh, paisans, my paisan. Hey. Saw a post in a group yesterday saying selling vintage parfums de Marley hair. It almost fell off my chair. Can you imagine PDM called vintage? What's next? Vintage Dior Sauvage. Oh, it's coming. Trust me. It's coming, Palace. Yes, it is coming. It is coming. Man, this Miss woman is really, really good. Thanks for making me try this, Benji. Les Eau de Chanel is the technical name for what most know as the Paris versions. Venice, Edinburgh. Okay. Good to know. No, I've never sniffed those. I have never sniffed those. Speaking of Scentland, Nino Cerruti is basically a unicorn now, and I think it's one of the best floral masculines I ever smelled. I'm still looking for a contender to beat it. Nothing will. Nothing will. I think it is the best. This actually came from the Amouage warehouse. This bottle of Nino Cerruti Pour Homme came straight from Amouage. I've never said yes so quickly. When he sent me this, I was like, yes. Sometimes I'll kind of look up pricing and dither a little bit. He sent me this, and I was like, yes, absolutely, yes. And I'm glad I did, because you're right. It is one of the best masculine fragrances. You know, Chris from Scentland said that if he could pick one fragrance for the rest of his life, that this would be it. Nino Cerruti Pour Homme. How's that for a compliment from a man who knows his vintage scents, eh? Now I'm starting to drop shit. I like Edinburgh. All right, 15-minute warning. We got to end at 7 Central. Other way around, friend, it's called Nemo by Cashera. Ah, yes, that's what threw me off. You're exactly right. Nemo's good. Actually, I got my bottle from Amouage. I like it. It's got that spice thing that Cashera does pretty good. I have a current bottle of Cashera L'Homme, and I think I want to sell it, or Cashera Pour Homme, or whatever it's called. I want to find a vintage. It's literally rose water. Message Amouage incoming. Oh, I'm sure Amouage is sitting here going, nope, 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 while on stream. Andy, welcome, man. Appreciate that, brother. Thanks for being here. You'll need a super chat song. Can it be Casa Bonita, Casa Bonita? Have to try Eden from Cashera. I've heard it's mossy, grassy goodness. I've never smelled Eden. No, I've never smelled Eden. Heard you guys wanting specific batch codes of Sauvage in Facebook groups. I couldn't believe it. That is absolutely insane. I can't believe that. What year is this? Is the Parfum version, though. I think it's a 2020 bottle. Yeah, 0K01. Mike, I can tell you what Italians in Italy are wearing. Megamare by Orto Parisi. All of them. I love Orto Parisi that I've smelled so far. There's one called Stirred Kiss. I want a full bottle of that. What would your one fragrance for life be? Oh, God. Probably either Antaeus or Bellamy. It's really good. Yeah, this right here bottle of or thing of Sturkis that someone sent to me. I haven't talked about it much on the channel, but I talked about it with the person that sent it to me. It's like a much better, more oudy, more leathery, more challenging version of this. Salvatore Ferragamo Testa di Moro. This is basically like an easier wear. This is like a niche. Sturkis is like a niche version of Testa di Moro. So I'm actually thinking about reviewing this, selling it, and buying a bottle of this. Go down the Rich Mitch path. Sell off what you don't love, you know. I just hate going through the hassle of selling stuff. Like, I wish I could just sell it, take like a 25% discount from whatever it's selling for, snap my fingers, and the bottle's gone, you know. Actually having to put it in the mail and everything sounds like a pain in the ass. That's the worst one. How much to keep the show going, right? Well, we got to get to the halftime show for the nip slip. Nip slip? Yeah. Wardrobe malfunction. Mine would be simple and not rare yet. Bortnikov Oud Monarch. It's just all I ever wanted from a fragrance. It is good. It is very good. I've got a bottle, luckily, and I've got a wood cap bottle, luckily. I would like to try Quoium from Orto Parisi. I have it. I have it right here. It's very, very good. I like it. That's what I'm saying. I'm digging this brand all of a sudden. And, you know, one thing I didn't realize is someone told me that the guy that makes, you know, the Nasomato fragrances. So the guy who makes the Nasomato fragrances also makes this brand. And this brand right here, this Orto Parisi line is supposed to be like his niche line. So this is like the niche, challenging, you know, this is supposed to be the line where he takes more chances with, and these are supposed to be the easier to wear fragrances. This is probably the most challenging of the bunch. That's why I love it. I love Black Afghano. It's so good. So if you like stuff like this, there's more stuff like this in Orto Parisi. So someone very kindly reached out and said they would send me a bottle of Tironi, which is very, very kind of them. We'll see if it makes it through customs and everything. And, you know, now that I'm getting to know the line and you know, if that bottle of Tironi arrives, I think I'm going to just buy Sturkis myself. It's so good. I'm really digging Sturkis. You know, it is definitely more oody and more challenging and, you know, more leathery than this is more suede-y. They both feel like they have very similar molecules. Kind of like I mentioned earlier in the stream, how Gucci Guilty Absolute and Opus 11 feel like they kind of have that similar molecule, right? So for me, Sturkis and Salvatore Ferragamo Testa di Moro feel like they have similar molecules, but I like Sturkis more. It's more challenging, and that's what I'm going for. Oh, I'm a fan. People are looking for vintage Aero Sauvage Prada L'Homme. I have even seen people looking for particular batches of Elixir, and that fragrance came out like a year ago. That is absolutely nuts. Those people are out of their goddamn minds. The Parfumeur has a vintage Nino Cerruti for sale, 500 Canadian. That's actually not, I mean, that's expensive, but what's that, 400 bucks? I mean, for a full bottle, that's what they're going for, yeah. Getting Gringos is fantastic. I'm glad California doesn't get to experience it. I'd swap you for Sturkis. So what do you want, Dunk? You mean this? You'd swap me this for Sturkis. Let me review it first, and then I'll take you up on that. Thanks, Omar. Will fragrances get old? Just keep them away from sunlight, and you know, sunlight's the biggest enemy of fragrances. So you can see what I did is I built this cabinet like this. So when the sun comes in, the fragrances are covered. So yes, that's the biggest thing is sunlight's a killer. Le Lion, yep, absolutely. Sturkis is based around the note of butthole. I absolutely love it, I guess. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Aaron Terence Hughes? I don't have very much thoughts right now. All I know is I've tried a couple of his fragrances called one is called Tabak and one is called Oud. I actually like them. They're good. I've got like samples from like his entire line though. It's just a matter of getting to them. There's just so much to talk about, you know. So yes, I will talk about the house. I think he's okay. I don't think it's anything that I don't think like like these 10 mil samples are more than enough for me. You know what I mean? I don't need full bottles, but I'm impressed. I'm enjoying Tabak and Oud. So shout out to him for doing a good job. One fragrance for life for me, Mitsuko Extra. Can't wait to hear. Oh, I've never smelled it. I know. Rachel said she'd send me some, but now that she knows I'm a Raider fan, she may not. Time to climb. Thanks for being here, Noosh. I'm about to do the same. I have not tried Duro, Antonio. No. Yeah, I've gotten that before. Thank you, Science Bear. Appreciate it, man. Much obliged, brother. I would say Duro is more challenging than Afgano. Really? Women like Sturkis, not my wife, though. Interesting. That brand is a specialist in giving me headaches with their stuff. I don't like any Nasomato perfumes. Okay. Nasomato, yeah. That sucks because I really like Black Afgano. Sorry to hear that, DMR. Just shipped your package. Megamare Unreal Projection was so abrasively harsh, though. I just wanted to scrub it off. That's crazy. I've never heard of it. Never smelled it. Jellos Creations Olfactive Angelicae. Never heard of it, Andy. Tried Tabak, Oud, and Onyx and liked them. Then I tried another 10, and those were not good. Sweet, mass appealing, designerish. Yeah, that's kind of what I've heard from some people. That's exactly what I've heard from some people. It is not. It absolutely is not just a vetiver extract. Gaultieri is pretty good at marketing. Sturkis translates to cow shit, while Seminalis, well, you guessed it. Interesting. I didn't know that about Sturkis. I've only tried Guapo from Aaron Terence Hughes, and it was not good at all. I scrubbed it off. Most meh thing ever. I think I might have a sample of Guapo in there. I've got some serious samples. It's really very good for a modern Chypre. Myths Woman is very good for a modern Chypre too. So shout out to Amouage. I'll put it in the title when I drop the video. I didn't know I was going to try it today. So yeah, we are T-minus 2 minutes. Looks like before I got to go. I got to hit the, my voice is about to go out anyways. 2.5 hours is usually, we're at 2 hours and 17 minutes. So, you know, I know it's not the usual 3,000 person congratulations on 3,000 sub fragrance videos that they do with giveaways and, you know, dressed up like a leprechaun and, you know, all that crazy stuff. But I do want to say thank you to everybody who's been here from the bottom of my heart. It's been a great first year. I've loved my time on YouTube. I've loved interacting with you guys, even with the, you know, 0.1% of the population who's shite. The 99.9% who are awesome much make up for it. So I really very much appreciate it. And hopefully I'll be able to come back and do another video tomorrow. We'll see what the schedule looks like. But I've definitely enjoyed this one. I hope you have too. And thanks for being here, everyone. Cheers, guys. Catch you next time.